Alright, this is the fish, another fish. You know, when I make these fish things, I don't ever look at no photographs or references or anything. But if you made one fish, this side's been bronzed right here. Of course, this is at the beginning stages. I gotta put the fins on it up here and here, and eyes and mouth and all that detail kind of stuff. This is supposed to be the shape of it. Laid out 16 gauge hot rolled steel. And well, you see how I kind of bend it a little bit here to give it some mass, which is hollow. Anyway, that's the beginning of the fish, the next fish. I'll take a photograph of it or something when it gets done. And I've made some other things in here the last few months that I hadn't been recording. You know, I ain't really got no shop. I got a few little things like that little old shear. You know, we got the tanks and stuff. You know, propane tanks, a little old bitty set of rollers here that I use. And a little bandsaw. I really ain't got nothing to work with around here, but we manage. That's a little spider I'm making. Gotta be continued. I really didn't want to put no damn fangs on it, because to me it was more about the form than it was about the, see if I can bring that in close. There you go, man. I don't even know how to work these cats. That's a spider. I got little spiders, and I just made this kind of a horseman thing. It's got to be attended. My wife does the majority of that. I do some of it too. And of course, here's some of my son's work. He's making these tables, flowers and stuff like that. I make a few things like that too, but I really ain't into that. That's a little seahorse thing he's working on. In here I got some stuff that made recently, I guess. He had my son. He makes more stuff than I do. You really can't tell the difference between what I do and what he does. You know, it's just some stuff here. We take them up to the antique market up here in the climate and sell this stuff. Some people like this kind of stuff. There's a little bull head I made. I think I got a camel. I think I showed a picture of that camel. Here's a Viking ship. I tell you, people like these Viking ships. You know, my son likes to make these flower pots. You know, which he sells. People like them. I don't know, I made this little piece of this guy blowing a horn and a snake coming out, and, you know, just stuff like that. Of course, I've made some crazy paintings. I ain't a painter. I ain't a stretch of imagination, but that's kind of a close-up of that man I made. He's about, close to 3 foot tall, I guess. People kind of like those figures like that. They're pretty easy to do. And of course, like I say, I've done some painting, you know, but I'm not a painter. But I really like doing it. I like making these paintings. But of course, the only place they're destined to be is in the trash can. But you know, that's just, like I say, I ain't no big time operator. You know what, I just ham and egger. That's all I have, is a ham and egger kind of guy. But I don't know, it's something to do in retirement, I guess. Now here's something that I kind of had to go over a little bit because it was out in the weather for so long. That's something I made back in, gee whiz, I think back in the late 70s. I don't even remember when I made that guy. But that was back when I kind of first started, and I had a lot of interest in that, the occult and those kind of things. But that's the piece I made. That's something my son's working on, some kind of old covered wagon kind of a thing. Anyway, that's what I'm doing, and what I'm working on now, of course, is the fish. And I'll be getting done with it, I guess, in the next few days. Just be another fish. I don't even know how many things I made. Yeah, okay.